24 hours unofficial this weekend, so that it is here for your viewing pleasure during your official marathon, April 2025. So it is Easter weekend, so it is April 18th right now. And I am away next weekend, training at the Ohio Early Childhood Conference, and then enjoying the conference. So I was not available. This seems to be, I just set the dates, but whatever. So Mom and I are here, and it's been a while.
I know.
I don't think I had my tattoos last time.
I don't think you probably did either.
I have a bunch of really random tattoos, and usually I only see this one, and so I love it when I'm at work because I sit here on a web call or something like that, and you see it a lot. You see this one here, the one underneath, and they're opposite directions, and so it's a little awkward, but I don't care.
Think so.
So this was Watson's favorite toy. And that's why I have that one tattooed. And then this is, it's a Pet Rock container. I don't think I can, there we go, maybe. Fun story, which I didn't know the full story until after I got it tattooed. My mom gave my dad a Pet Rock as the first gift you gave him. And he named it Jennifer. And I was named after said Pet Rock. And so I remembered the fact that I was named after a Pet Rock, and so I associated it with Dad. And then afterwards, she was like, well, I gave it to him. Right. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that.
Before we were married, it was our first, we just met, and it was our first Christmas, and I gave him that. And he was in Philly, I was in Ohio, and then and he gave me Lord of the Rings. The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. That was his gift, and introduced me to that. But then and I've never found out why he chose Jennifer. I didn't know. He's never told me about an old girlfriend. He was 29, so he'd been in the Navy for 4 years. So he'd been around. He was 7 years older than me. So, but he never has admitted that it was a girlfriend. And then I said, well, I think Jennifer. I love Jennifer. I love Jenny. I love Jen. That makes sense. I like that name.
I lost the Pet Rock once. I was a pretty good kid. I didn't do a whole lot that was bad or anything, but I vividly remember losing it and going to the playground at school and replacing it and not telling anyone that it was a different rock. My big rebellion. And then I also have pear tree. So Barenbaum means pear tree, so I got the pear branch. This is the one that Mom and I have. God, it's really hard to show. Mom and I have together, so she has it as well. She can show you hers.
Yeah, I have
so
it there.
She laughs with our needle. And then I have my cats.
Yeah.
So Pandemonium there, Mayhem there. All symbolism because, hi, have you met me? It's all got to be something. So, so I've got an appointment coming up that was scheduled, changed or whatever to put some more in there, and that's... I feel like me. I told her, I said, I don't know why I waited so long. I really like having images. And I think I was just always, they have to mean something. And so I thought they had to be pretty. And I mean, I like them all, but they're weird. And so anyway, it fits. So lots of random talk. We are here. We are stitching. Yeah. So.
And
do you want me to go first, or do you want to go first? Okay,
it doesn't matter.
So I'm going to be stitching on Pandemic because I pulled it out the beginning of March. I started it back, not during the pandemic, but it's Pandemic by Long Dog, so it is this big beast. I started it back, I don't remember when I started it, but she had released it. It was going to be released, and then the pandemic happened, so she had it for free for a while. And so I have loved it, but I decided I wanted to stitch it like Emily was stitching Death by Cross Stitch, where each motif was kind of its own color. It's first of all, it's huge. I'm stitching it on 36 count pair by Lakeside, and so I think I have a whole half yard that it is just a massive blanket that I am stitching on. But I picked a border color, so I'm using 934 DMC as my border color, and then every motif I'm trying to do a different color in. So when I started in March, I had this portion done right here up through the orange, maybe the blue. And then I have gotten quite a bit done. But I'm being kind of, so I'm not buying any floss for this. This is all stash floss because I wanted that to be kind of, as it was the pandemic and we weren't out and about and we weren't doing that. I had decided that back then. And so I'm trying to keep record of like what colors I've used and where I've gone. And this section that I started in, it was really like very easy to see the motifs in that. Once I started getting over, I'm realizing they're very mirrored. And so I've been playing with, do I mirror the colors? Do I do different colors? So it's been a lot of like planning, not typically how my mind has to work when I'm stitching. And I'm loving it. It's a very different process for me. So for instance, down on the bottom, can you hold up there? Yeah. Down at the bottom, there's these 3 motifs, and I realized they're all a very similar structure and have the similar purpose in the piece, so I wanted them all the same color. This is more how my mom stitches, where you jump around and you go. Like, I typically am like, finish a section and go. But I wanted to make sure if I was doing them all in the same color, that I had that color blocked in before I decided what I was going to do around it. So it's daunting. I'm working on, and we'll be starting to work on this area in here. And I just pulled it out to talk with my mom. I have to rip out a little bit because some of the red that I did is, I think it should be a vine instead of stem, like a stem. But then I feel like this motif is very open and doesn't have a lot of the border colors. So I'm going to use the 934 to be the like central piece of the stem. But I had to talk that through with somebody to make sure that it was going to make sense. But what I want to show you now, and I'm sure I'll talk more about my process with this as we go, what I've done is I've just gotten like all my floss now that's my leftover. I've gone through and done by color families. So these are all like oranges and yellows and all my reds that I have to pull from. And I've like weeded out any duplicates, so I know that I'm using unique colors. I'm trying to do throughout. I was getting a little nervous, so I did go through my DMC stash as well, because I just was like, I don't know that I'm totally gonna have enough. I don't know how far I'm gonna get. And then these are all the colors that I've used so far. So like if the motif comes up again and I wasn't anticipating it, I know I can pull back out where it was. So because I'm stitching on pandemic, we decided we had to go with a theme because that's what we do. So for the weekend, we are going to be watching catastrophic event movies. So we're going to start with Outbreak when we're done here. And then we are going to, I thought that was a stain on my shirt, but it's the dragonfly. There are little wine spurts, though, all over it. I guess I spilled one night or splattered. So we're going to start with Outbreak. We've got like 2012 and Armageddon. And then we were thinking it's supposed to be crazy weather tomorrow, so maybe Twister. You know, like different things that are just kind of those catastrophic events that kind of make you think of COVID and most of my life that has had. I remember when I was little, I wondered if anything would happen in my lifetime that would like make the history books.
Oh, well,
it did.
Went through quite a few
things. Yeah. But so that's what I'm going to be stitching, and I'll pull it out and share more little tidbits of my thoughts and probably repeat myself several times because I am my mother's daughter.
Yes, you are. So I then decided, I've been working on a lot of I only had like 11 whips coming in here. I don't have a lot of whips. I finish things, but they're all like samplers and things. And I think my eldest one was maybe 4 years old. Let Freedom Ring, I started the longest time ago. That's my oldest one. And the rest were just a couple years old that I had. But most of them are samplers. So I picked up some and I've finished off quite a few things. I haven't been posting much, but and working on them. So I had one that I was doing by Teresa Kogat that I would take take my mom to her cancer treatments, that has a lot of filling in to do. So I would load my needle up with 10 colors of the house or whatever, and then I could sit there and easily just stitch. The lighting's good enough with my magnifying glasses on then too. I can sit and see and stitch, and I don't have to follow a chart. So the last one I picked up by her was, and had been working on, so I figured I was going to just do a lot of them, was her,
Pet all the dogs,
Pet
hug
all the
cats.
dogs, hug all the cats. And of course I'm doing hug all the cats. And so I'm working when I'm at the thing with my mom. The house. It's I got so much I've gone through, and the green trees. Well, within the last couple of days, we've noticed our cat has a tumor. Gavi has a tumor in his mouth, and we had taken him to the vet last week, and he said, "Oh yeah, it's a growth. We could take it out." And so they wanted to do blood tests. They did that. They said they could, so it was scheduled for next week on the 23rd. Well, within this last week, it's like doubled. So I called the vet yesterday about it, and it's right in his mouth, on his gum. And they said, bring him in. And then they said, we've got an opening. We'll do surgery yesterday. Well, when we took him in, they called us an hour later, and the vet said, it's like doubled. I go, I know. He's acting fine. He is eating. He is drinking. He's 14 years old. He's a Maine Coon. So
Which
he's
is
old.
Incredible for a Maine Coon, because he's a big cat. He's skinny. He only weighs about 11 pounds now, but he's a big cat.
Yeah. Maybe we'll try to get a picture or get him on camera. But anyway, so I mean,
if you follow me on Instagram, there's a recent picture of him on there.
But he said it's just too much. It's it's cancerous. Now it's grown up. I couldn't get it all. And it would be better to do hospice care, just watch him. So we've got him home. So I decided, well, then this means I got to do cats. I just have to work on my cats things. So I've got with this.
Ooh, is this lamb's wool? Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, I hate it.
It's real stiff. I love it. So
these are like the ways we are so different. This is texturally just not something I would want to work on.
So, and it's like that house I have worked on, like 3 times I've had my mother. And when I have her, it's like a 2.5 hours I can sit and work. And that is all the house I've got, doing the reds and stitching, there. But I put in Hug All the Cats. So I'm going to work on that. And then I thought, well, I have a lot of other ones.
She thinks down at the bottom, under where it says Hug All the Cats, it's like a repetitive cat. Heart. We were like, we should put Gavi's name under there and kind of work in like his dates.
So that's what I'm gonna do. So probably
he is still alive. He is here. We'll see if we can pull him over.
Yeah,
he's just got
a
fat lip.
We got up this morning. We had gone out I had to go to the doctor's to.
She's had a whole bunch
we'll tell you later.
Stories.
But anyway, when we came home, Lisa said, I think he seems, like really peppier today. And I mean, he's eating out of his cat bowl. He's in no distress at all, because that's what I said. And the vet said, just watch him. And as soon as I feel like he's hurting or he's not himself, then we'll call the vet and we'll make the decision what he'll do, because I don't want him to suffer. I was nervous even with the surgery. I was really nervous having that, because I knew it wasn't going to cure him. So there's part of me that's really happy that we didn't have to put him through that, because he's just a homebody. He hates even getting in the cat carrier. So he's quite happy home.
Well, and it's just nice to know that, like, with losing Watson so suddenly for us, all we wanted to do was in our last days be able to spoil her. And she got so sick so fast that we couldn't. And so I'm just like, give Gavi whatever he wants. He gets all the treats, all the tuna that he loves to drink from the sink in the bathroom. Like, drip that. Watch. She's like, we're just dripping it constantly. Like, that's just, we can just give Gavi his
whatever
stuff.
He wants. Yeah. So then I did pull this morning a couple things I had kitted up, and I've got this one by Plum Street, Love Thy Neighbor, because it's got a couple cats on it. So I made sure if I feel like I want to start another cat, I have my guest room as a cat room,
Mm-hmm.
and then I've got the Bent Creek Cat Row, which I've loved, and I have that, and that's cute because the middle
coloring
cat
is
is
really,
really
yeah. The
which
coloring
is really
similar to
gaudy.
Gavi.
So I may have to for sure start this one just to have it started.
Yeah.
Since I'd start in the center anyway, and that's definitely
Yeah.
a Gavi.
Yeah, that's a Gavi cat.
So anyway, that's what I'm going to be working on, and oh my goodness, we have so much food, and
I did an Instacart Costco order when you did the shrimp.
Oh, good shrimp.
And the little King's Hawaiian pretzel bites.
Oh my goodness,
They're good.
they are so good.
Little donut holes that Costco has. I don't know if every Costco has these
And
things.
it's all
but-
nice and little
Ooh,
stuff that
I
we
know.
can pick up with our little hands while we're
So when you
stitching.
eat 10 of them, it doesn't feel like
That's
you're
right,
eating a lot.
right, and you're
because
not because it's only
It's just as big.
So,
So
anyway.
yeah, we're gonna go get cozier,
We're excited,
and because we did have to go out and about, so real clothes were on this morning.
Yeah,
I
right.
woke up at like 5:30 and was like, I do have to shower because my hair is a mess right now. Anyway, but it was really bad yesterday, and so I was like, I gotta shower or
was.
something. So
Okay.
yeah. Okay, so we will be back giving you updates as we go. Hope you're enjoying your marathons. We can't often say that.
Right.
Usually we're doing it alongside you.
Yeah.
So, okay, we'll see you later. Bye.
Bye. This is gonna go.
What? Well, that was in it. I don't know what
Okay.
you were saying.
It's as good as it's gonna get.
Okay. I'm ready for a drink. I'm annoyed by a couple things. Not anything related to this weekend, just I'm annoyed at several things right now. So
She is. Oh, she's stitching quick.
I am, because I'm just like,
Okay, I'll go first. I worked on the trees.
Okay.
So I got the second tree over here all outlined and started to fill in, and the middle part done with the other color. And then I started on the other side, Jen's side, getting the tree in, and I started on the bird, but I have a mistake. So the very top part of the bird that I double crossed. I mean, when I'm outlining things, sometimes I just do the bottom half cross to go to make sure I've counted right. Well, I didn't count right when I got off there. Up there, I'm a thread off, so and I know which one it is that I didn't go over to. I only went over one, so I have to rip that out. But
It's okay. I had to rip out a whole section, and I don't like just cut out the part that I need to tear out. I find the end of the thread.
oh my god!
I knew it was going to be that response.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
Why
because
would you do that?
well, several reasons. My scissors are never sharp enough to go under. Like I don't have, like I love my scissors that I keep at my chair, but they're not super sharp ones. And so usually it's not easy for me to get under them and clip them, especially if I'm stitching on 40 count. And then I feel like if I do clip them, my ends unweave, and I don't like that. I knew it was going to be that. So when I started, I'm just going to fold it over so it's not quite so. When I started working on the flowers in there, yeah, do you want to hold there? When I started working on the flower here, this little green part was red, and so I wanted it out. So, but all I undid that one by accident first, and then I found the end that was that, and so I undid that. So I undid more than I needed to. I do really like it being the 934 as the vine color, like the stems. I think I'm not getting any feedback from my mom now because she's just mad about how I process.
I'm looking at the back here and I'm thinking you didn't cross some things. I don't know what that
did.
is. Okay, keep going with it.
Crossed.
It just, what is it, back stitching there that looks like?
No, it's just it's over dyed, so one of the legs
Oh,
is
it's really, really light.
lighter than the other.
Whoa, okay.
So I'm liking the 934 as the stems in this.
Well, I
section.
can't see it because it's in my face.
But
I like
think
it.
I think it was the right call to do that way.
Well, I'm also looking back here. She's the one that folded it, so I'm I'm thinking all these flowers. See that one stitch?
I know it should have been
should
green.
been green.
This.
Oh boy,
th-
she'll
up
have to
here.
rip out
I'm
the
not
whole
ripping
flower
them
to
out.
do that.
It's one stitch. She thinks they should have been green.
Well.
But I kind of thought it was still part of the flower.
It's fine.
I'm leaving it.
busting
I'm
Right.
not changing
It
those.
could have gone either way.
Yeah. My favorite part of this whole piece so far, it's the most ridiculous part that is my favorite, are these two little ravens with their top hats. And then I did the feather out of their top hat in like this imperial purple. And it pops so much.
That looks
Like,
like a feather.
I just love...
Yeah.
I love how they turned out. They're my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
And then like random little things like so up in here, this section on top here, this purple, there's all these backstitched butterflies kind of that I did with that color. So I'm using that color for every backstitched butterfly throughout it.
Okay.
And so now I have to decide like these two butterflies there, the bigger ones by the orange, I did those with like a deeper purple, and then there's a butterfly in the section I'm doing. So I feel like it should be that same purple. Like, and every time there's a squirrel, I'm using dark chocolate, and every time there's a rabbit, I'm using almond latte. Like, I'm just trying to be consistent with that. Although I don't know what animals these are. No, those ones, yeah. I didn't know if I didn't really think they were rabbits, but then they kind of look like rabbits. But then I thought they looked like squirrels. So
They're the ones I think are foxes.
No. The ones you think are foxes were these ones.
Oh, okay. I can't see.
These two, I wasn't sure what those two, the brown there, are. And so I was deciding if they were going to be the dark chocolate like the squirrels or the almond latte, because the almond latte is really light. You don't really see the rabbits right there. I mean, you can, but it's hard. Like they're very light right here. And so I don't always know what animal it is. Nice thing about this pattern is the designer's initials are my initials. So the JL is already in there. I am going to have to change the year because it's 2020 listed on there. So I'll have to rechart a 5, and it's done where you're not stitching it. It's like the inverse. Like it's everything around the 2 and the 5 is stitched, and the 2 and the 5 are the fabric color. Or the 2, 0, the numbers. So I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to rechange that. Like in my head, did she get it yet?
No, I get
Yeah,
it. I'm
like,
trying to think of
it's-
how you would do it.
And so
You
like
just have to fill more in on the circle.
I do think part of what has worked for me, sorry, I turned my iPad on, with doing this with all the different color changes and everything is I don't think I would have been able to do this. I'm going to show the pattern, but you're not going to be able to do anything, from it. Oh, maybe I'm not. So I am highlighting everything that I think is a border color in the yellow so that I can see as I'm going through, this is a border. So I did that way before I even started. I just went through the whole pattern, everything, compared it to the front, and just was like, okay, I think this will be border. I think this will be border, so that all the motifs were separated. And then I am marking what every single color I'm using is. And so the different, like the purple highlights there, because normally I'm sorry that it's going in and out. I thought that would be easier to do. Normally, again, we're opposites. Like if I'm stitching something and I have to use color to denote where I am, I color it all and then I erase the color as I go. So to me, I want the color is going to signify that I've missed something or I need to go back and stitch something. She colors in what she stitched, and then I think I would miss it, especially if it was just like 3 stitches in an area. That's when I'll use a color to be like, oh, I need to do this. Because also when I'm stitching on the iPad, I use like it's almost like a digital scrapbooking like paper flag that you would have when you were just reading a book, like a little Post-it note. I use that just like I would use a magnet board and the magnet Like, so I move that as my line marker every single time I'm going. But I think really, I don't know that I would have been able to do it nearly as easily if this was a paper pattern. And I've been able then to easily change when I've been like, oh yeah, no, that's not a border. Now that I'm actually stitching it and I'm seeing it, it's easier to say, oh no, this shouldn't be that color, or that's where the section changed. And I have a couple that I did wrong that I know that bug me, but
nobody else is gonna.
I don't think anybody else is gonna. If they do, oh well. I mean, I'm not tearing out all the yellow in the one I'll show you next time that I think I did wrong. So anyway, I'm gonna keep on that motif. I want to at least get the red and the green done on it, and then there's 2 deer and the butterfly, and I like a saucer. So I don't know if the saucer will be the same color as the crown up above, or if I'm gonna do the cup in a different color. So anyway.
Yeah, I think I'm going to keep out. Now I'll do the bird. Now I got to rip out. I'll probably get the bird in on top of the tree. And I may take a break and go to next time and go to the border or do something different other than the trees. But I want to get the tree all lined in because then it's a fill-in thing.
Yeah.
It's counted out and I don't have to worry about counting
sometimes
the trees.
Isn't that like a blessing and a curse? Because sometimes then if the only thing you have left on a project is fill in, you don't have anything to like.
Right. The only time I don't like the long, like the line across the top line. I hate the fill in when it's long. I break it up into little segments.
Yeah, I do too.
So the trees actually, because they have stuff in the middle of it, breaks it up so it's not I'm doing long lines. I just feel like it takes forever when you're, and especially like when it's really long and you only get one thread and you get to the end of the line, you're out of thread and you got to rethread your needle. It's like you see no progress.
Like 20 stitches and go back, like 15 and 20. I'll go back, cross it, and then I'll go down, and then when I get to that last row, when I'm at the very bottom, I go, and I always do it on a diagonal. I don't know why.
I do too.
I'm like always scared that if I do a like straight line,
it'll show.
And so I'll either do a diagonal or I'll do this one is gonna be one more, one less, one more, one less, one more, like so that there just isn't gonna be. I don't know. Line. But then when I'm on the bottom, I'll leave that one uncrossed and I'll trail up. So like usually I have like if I'm on the bottom row, then I have like a.
That's where I do backwards.
Yeah, see, I don't do that backwards thing.
You should do.
But I just do like I skip every other row and I put like a half stitch in until I get to the top, and then I do it again. And so then the only long row I have is the bottom row, and so that's how.
Yeah. You just see more. I feel like you feel like you've got more filled in, like on this house, when you're only doing like 10, 10, 10.
Well,
and
I
you said
like
20, then 100.
My floss tangles more when I do really long.
Yeah.
And I don't know why that is, but I feel like it keeps it, or my tension is different. I don't know I don't know why it would be.
Yeah. I don't know.
And sometimes that process is a lot easier when you're using DMC than it is when you're doing a hand dyed. Well, because you've got the changes in color, and so I find if I'm doing a long section in a hand dyed, my process is slightly different, and I couldn't tell you what it is right now because I haven't done it in a while. But it depends on what the color is and the look I want it to be. Yeah, I don't know what we're watching next. I still might need to go make a drink. So
okay.
If we do that though, then I'm going to stop stitching really early tonight, and I probably just need to
drink water.
Deal with my frustration in another way other than turning to alcohol every single time that I get annoyed. Maybe I don't have a problem. I just enjoy it. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
We always sit down, and then she always starts to do her hair,
well,
like to fix her
backwards.
bangs. But the camera's reversed, so it's not like looking into a mirror. It's opposite, and it flusters her every single time. But how it goes.
What can I say?
So we watched 2012. I don't think I ever saw it. Did not enjoy it. Just I don't know. Didn't and I like John Cusack. I like Amanda Peet. I like a lot of the people that are in it,
but it was a lot of special effects. Like I felt like that was their main thing, all the disaster stuff. And then I just felt like they were stealing from some of the ones that I liked.
But I think some of the ones that you like might have come after this. Like, which ones are you talking about?
Armageddon, that's real old. It wasn't, no. No. So, anyway.
So we've decided, well, I decided, because my head needs some sort of order for us to figure out what we're going to watch next. We're going to do, like, a viral movie. Then this one was, like, catastrophic earth-ending movie. And then, which really, the next one is, too.
Yeah, but it takes place more in space, or...
And then we were thinking, like, a sci-fi catastrophic thing that couldn't really, well, I mean, I guess.
Well,
God
and this
only
was
knows
a natural
aliens,
well,
natural
so
disaster. Yeah, but this,
well,
we're gonna watch Independence Day next,
and that's
so
sci-fi because it's aliens coming.
Well, I know.
Okay,
I wasn't saying that it wasn't sci-fi. I was saying
Well,
that it was also catastrophic, earth-ending.
Right, but
like,
but earth-ending naturally, which is this, and some of the other ones. Natural disaster or enemies coming in and ending the earth.
So, like, okay, so what does Armageddon? Is it the one we just watched, or is it sci-fi?
Well, Armageddon is earth-ending because meteors are going to kill it.
So it could happen.
Right.
So it would be the second category.
Yeah, right.
What about, so then... I feel like we need more of a localized disaster movie. So, like, volcano isn't going to kill the world.
Right.
But it's going to totally upend that area. Which is kind of what Outbreak did.
Well, we can... No, wait.
It was going to kill that one town. They were going to...
But they were going to, but it was a virus. It started in Africa.
It also has the virus thing.
Right.
But
it was
so,
a
like,
virus.
I feel like Volcano and Twister... Those are...
Localized
so we have 4 categories?
Community destruction.
So we did that, and then we got, I don't know, I thought it was almost over, and I was holding out till it was over, and then Mom goes, there's an hour left. And I was like, I'm never going to hold out.
It's a really long movie.
So I went down and took a nap for like an hour and a half.
A really long nap.
It wasn't that long. I went down at 4:30, and I came back up at 5:40. Okay. So it really wasn't that long.
You just said an hour and a half. You're the one that said it. That's
because
long.
I came up and you were like, thought you were dead.
Well,
every single time I go down. And
I thought naps are supposed to be 20 minutes.
I don't take 20-minute naps.
Okay.
I stitched some. Got more of those flowers in. And now I'm contemplating if the little flowers should be the same red or if I should do a different red. So I'm going to get all the big flower, and I have a few of them done. There's like little blocks of 4, and like the little one here I feel like can still be the red, but the other ones, I don't know. This is a really hard one to show because she stops engaging because she can't see what I'm saying, because she's like, okay, I'm just behind here looking at something. I don't know. And so I really am just talking to you guys and not having any interaction with her at all.
I can't see talking. I can't see the piece.
We also had a whole conversation about it, that she knows what I'm talking about because we talked about it not on film. So I'm not just springing this thought out there.
What?
About doing the flowers in the different colors.
Oh, well, we did that on film.
We did not talk about that on film. You and I talked about that.
Okay, all right.
So all you had to do was repeat the conversation parts that you chimed in with before. Well, Jen, it might be too many changes of color. I don't know.
You can't say she thought it was going to be too many. I have to have a part?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
So I'm going to just keep going with that. And then I've gotten down so I can fill in probably the, like, it would be easier if I worked like her and, like, had it folded, and I don't stitch like that though. So there's deer, and so then I realized that I stitched deer up here, so I'll have to remember what color that was.
You didn't mark it?
No, I haven't marked. I just have to go back. But I hadn't been thinking that was a repetitive color, but it will be now. So
It's a good color for deer.
I know. I'm doing a good color. This
Yeah,
color
it
is
is.
not
And you
necessarily
just
my
can't
favorite
even-
thing to do, and
It's gorgeous. Okay. I finished.
we finished filming last time. She goes, I lost the needle. And I go, and so I'm thinking, did you just have one needle on it?
no,
Like
look at all
how
of them.
do
These
you
are
know?
my needles
Well,
I
and that's
load
what
when I
I'm
go to
thinking.
the
I'm thinking
cancer
she usually
center.
has like all of these needles. How does she know one's missing? And
Because I had it tied on to something, I thought, but
I mean,
then I
she's pulled
remembered
her
I
little
moved
magnet
it.
thing out. We're looking
I
all
just
over the
kind of
floor,
look.
and
Not that it's a big deal. They
I mean, there's magnets over there. There's needles over there.
They're all over. Well, that's right. Okay. So I finished the other tree. I have it all outlined, and then I did the inside of that tree, the one
Owned
that's
by me.
single one, yeah. And then I finished the cats. I just need to fill in the 2 cats there, but I finished them on the one side.
It
The
is
bird's
just
finished.
So okay,
What?
why do you stitch that side first?
This side?
Yeah.
Because I don't like scrunching my
Oh.
stitch stuff and getting my hands on it. So I'd rather do this side so I'm not scrunching
Scratch.
my cross stitches.
I neatly roll.
Yeah, you do. You do. You do. I'm I'm baffled how neatly you roll that.
She
and
knows how the
neatly
rest
you-
of my house is, and she's
Her
like,
life. No,
I'm
her
telling
life.
you, I don't know.
But man, she rolls that good. No, that's
Mm-hmm.
good.
We have buffalo chicken dip in the crock pot. We made cream cheese salsa dip. That's in the fridge. We had some shrimp. I think I'm going to make an old fashioned because
So what
now I
you're gonna
am
do, yeah,
ready
okay.
for a beverage now that I've
Okay.
napped and I know I'm not going to just fall asleep. So,
Okay. All right.
yeah. And we're going to watch Independence Day. Probably, I don't know, maybe the last one for the night.
Well, I think it's a longer one too. So I think it's going to be 2.5, 3 hours. It's going to take us to the.
And I don't really, we're not counting time. We're not like,
Right.
doing
She is Kind of, she does.
I am not.
Much does.
I have not done any of that
Well, you
this
say
time.
it.
When did I say it?
You just said it.
That we're not counting time?
No, you just said, I don't know how much time it is or how
No,
much
I said
time
I don't
we
know
have.
how many movies we'll do.
Oh, okay.
Oh my!
She's
You're getting
grumpy.
all the attitude to
She's-
this
no,
video.
She's grumpy.
I'm not grumpy. I was before we went to lay down. I went to lay down.
Yeah, you were.
I know. I was mad the last time
Not at
we went
me.
to. Not at her. No, it was nothing.
It wasn't at me.
It was a completely unrelated
Right.
annoyance, and I wasn't really mad. I was annoyed. I was maybe a little mad. Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Good morning.
Morning.
Yesterday was not nearly as productive as I kind of thought it would be, but
Yeah.
there were several reasons. we got about halfway through, maybe a little more, 3/4 of the way through Independence Day, and I was on my third old fashioned, and I was done. I stopped mid-stitch, I think, which is rare for me. I usually don't stop until I finish a thread. So we stopped. We just sat up for a while, and then I went to bed. She stayed up. I'm always in bed before her. She has this knack. I swear, she has cameras in my house or has access to all my cameras because it never fails that I will go to bed and I will get it. You in bed yet?
Yeah.
At like 8:30 because I go to bed early because I'm up early, and it's like I go to bed and I lay in my bed. I'm not like asleep yet, but I only have one spot at my house that I sit in is my stitching chair, and so sometimes you just need a. Yeah, he's up on the counter. Oh, what are
Okay.
you looking at?
Well, I was just thinking what you need to do when
Is
you get
put
up off the
something
chair, is
on
put
my
something
chair.
on the chair.
Yeah, I stole Gavi's spot today because I didn't want to yesterday because he's dying. He's like a terrible person, and he sleeps on. I mean, he sleeps in multiple places, but he's been
Right.
on the chair that I usually sit in to stitch here, and I was on the couch, which is usually fine, but I just could not get comfortable. My back was messed up, and
usually she'd just swap and go to the chair next to it, but because Gavi was there, she didn't want to do them.
So he wasn't there this morning, so it's not like I kicked him out. He just hadn't settled there. So now I have to strategically remember when I get up to put like a blanket or something so that he doesn't go cuddle up while we're filming. But that's where we're at. You want me to go? You want to go?
I can go. I just really worked on, and I don't remember. I mean, I
trees or
did
the house?
the roof in the house.
Oh, you got a lot done in the roof.
Yeah, and then I did some more green up in the top border, putting in the leaves and stems for the flowers, so that I can add, because they're all different colors. So when I'm using a different color, but I decided last night I just wanted to. I didn't want to have to count anything or look at the chart, so I just did the fill in.
Still working in this little section of there, so
it's so pretty.
Filling in well. I did decide that I want all the little berries and like smaller flowers to be a different color, so I tore out, identified the color. Mom brought me over her like DMC book, and I've been like, that feels too much like planning. Like I'm just grabbing colors and going pretty much with this. So she had her stash DMC, and so I found 3857 I think is what I'm going to use for the berries. It's just kind of like a deep burgundy-ish or brownish red or something. Yeah. So I think it will complement in there well. So working on getting all the green done so that I can go in and do the teacup and the deer.
It's really pretty.
So I think I'm going to finish. My goal is to finish that section and then move back over here, up there, finish that third border thing going down the side, and kind of get me so I'm halfway through or something. And I want to fill in my other little missing motifs that like that little diamond there. I didn't put the stuff on the inside yet. And then there's some on the other that side that I have to go back and do. So
it's really pretty.
That is my plan. It's coming together well though. I like having the red I'm using is Country Redwood by Gas, and I feel like it's just popping. Like I like it being the central red that you're gonna see because it's such a big motif.
Really, it really does. Really good advice. Yeah. So I have tons of framing, oh my goodness, to do downstairs. I even have frames for Son. I have frames I have to pick up at craft gallery. But it's been a hectic few months because I've had some health issues. So and I got stuff to sew, pillows. I have a ton of pillows for every holiday that are a year old now. I haven't done. I even have the backs cut. I haven't done my sewing machine for so long. But I did decide, I'll get some frame this week. And I only got a couple. But the one I did do was this one that Jenna and I did together. She did the one side, and I did the other side.
I did this side. Yeah. She did this side.
And I did that side.
She did use the hand-dyed or over-dyed fabrics. So both of these fabrics were Picture This Plus because we wanted to make sure that, like, size and stuff was consistent because sometimes if there's shrinkage when they do their dyeing process, and we wanted to make sure it would sew up well. I did over-dyed floss on my side, and she did DMC on her side.
It was so hard to stitch them together to get that center thing in with the little saying, the words. Oh my goodness, I did it so many times.
I would get a text, we're never doing this again. You're just going to get both pieces and we can frame them separately and you can hang them together.
Oh my gosh, I must have ripped it out 10 times, put it in, and I'm thinking, I have everything pinned. It's all, I'm going to open it up and the words are going to be right, and they would not be. They would be off, and it was just like, it was a nightmare. And I have all those little pin cushions that you do and have to, I probably will never do those just because it was so stressful. But anyway, it's turned out really good.
And the frame's perfect. It was just the stash frame, right?
It was, it was a thrift store purchase, and, it worked out good. So I don't know, are you going to take it home and hang it at your house, or? Sure. Okay. All right.
That's one that I don't have to pretend I'll change.
Right.
Because it's not
it can
seasonal.
stay up forever. Right. So.
Yeah, so this is Berry Bowl. I don't think we said what the name was. So this side was designed by Beth Twist of Heartstring, and this was Scarlet House.
Right.
So,
yeah, so really, it turned out really good.
Yeah,
so.
I love it.
Yes, I did get that done.
Over. So we're probably going to order some breakfast. Oh. And we're going to... Okay, so our next movie is going to be a community disaster. Wipe out of town type thing. So we're going to do Volcano. We did Dante's Peak the last marathon I was over. It's not my favorite. Of the two, I like Volcano better.
I haven't seen that one in a long time.
I haven't either.
Of course, it's not showing anywhere. I have the DVDs, but I'm not pulling it out. So I went to rent it, and it was only cost $1 more to buy it. So I bought the digital version. So we got that raring to go. And
I think we have our list now for like the next few, because I just looked. I can't do random. Like I want to. I really, really do, but I have to have some sort of reason why that's the next movie we're gonna do. My hair's sticking up. So we're gonna go. So we'll do the community one, and then we're gonna go back to Virus. So I think we'll do Contagion. I haven't seen that in a long time.
I think I might have seen it when it came out. I don't think I've ever watched it again. So. And
then we'll do another Earth-ending one. Is that what comes next? So we'll decide if that's like Armageddon or Deep Impact, or probably Deep Impact, because I feel like I see Armageddon all the time.
Right. But you don't like Deep Impact, but I do.
I know, but it's okay. I'll sacrifice for this. And again, I haven't seen it in a really long time, so it's okay.
It's okay.
And then we'll do another sci-fi, which we figured we'd do Signs. And then we'll be back to good. Community, which it's supposed to storm like crazy today, so probably Twister.
Yeah.
So, 4 and planned.
Yeah.
With a reason behind the plan, not just a random list. Okay.
Okay. You know what Dad can't do? Dad can't do random either.
Really?
I'm trying to remember, maybe when I'm stitching the other day, that he needed to randomly do something and he could not do it. And I can't think of what it was because it was driving me crazy. It's just like, so that's
well, your daughter got it.
Yeah.
You know, like it definitely.
Because I'm thinking, he can't do random. I can't believe he can't just randomly.
No. So, I mean, I was trying to do a granny scrap blanket the one time. I had a whole spreadsheet over what color, because I was like, this color's going to be on the outside too much, and this and that. And I mean, like, I'm like, this is a random granny scrap, and I have a spreadsheet. Like, come on.
Okay. Anyway. Now we can go. I just thought of it. All right. Bye.
We're going to be quick because apparently it's feeding time among the cats here. So we were getting up to film, and my dad was getting ready to come out of his office, and we go, well, we're filming, and so he goes, oh, I'll wait, and then the 3 cats come trailing out of his office like, well, what do you mean we're not doing what we would be doing?
It's not feeding time. It's litter cleaning time. And he goes around the house. We have 3 litter boxes, and one's downstairs in the place that Jen and Brandon lived when they first came here, in that area. And when he goes downstairs, then they all get treats, so they all follow him all over. So it's pretty funny.
Like, I love my animals, and I mean, they're my kids and everything, but the there's just some different about the way they are here. And if they ever become my animals because Mom and Dad are no longer with us, they're going to be in for a rude awakening. Okay. I think I got all the Country Redwood done.
Oh gosh, that red. I thought it was amazing.
And so you can see I started to fill in some of the 3, 8, 5, 7. It's very similar. So it's not popping quite as much as I thought, but I don't care. I'm sticking with it. It really depends on what the variegation area is with the Country Redwood. So like that piece right there, that little, that's 3, 8, 5, 7. So things like that in a little. But then I realized that I had forgotten this flower, so I had to go back and pull a Country Redwood back out and do this one and the one that was over there. So, and I got all the green in. So.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I went all the way across the top of the green and then down the side, started down the side so I can start filling. And I started filling in some of the flowers. I finished that one design between, well, I still have to put white in it, between the two trees. I finished the red there. So then I had extra red, so I moved it up, started doing flowers in the border. So it's just steady, slow, but
Yeah.
it's getting there.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, well, we're going to get out of the way so that... I mean, they're literally sitting waiting right now. Like, I
Outside
don't know
the
if I
door.
can... Let's see, there's Gavi and Fox just sitting, waiting. I don't know where Mama went. She's behind the door. So she is behind Fox on the other side. Like, we're going to the basement now.
Yeah,
Come
that's
on.
the door of the basement.
Ridiculous. So, anyway,
All right.
bye.
Bye.
So we changed our, I don't think we talked movie last time. We decided that virus movie Contagion, neither of us really know it real well. So we decided to do 12 Monkeys instead because A, Philadelphia, B, virus, somewhat sci-fi, but
Yeah. Yeah, but
with the time travel.
fantasy. Yeah, right.
Like, this could happen, except that there's time travel.
We're not centered nice like we were.
I don't know, you move your chair every single time.
But
you do
you're
this.
the one blocking, not me. So I
Well,
believe.
because I moved the whole
it's
camera to
you.
show Gavi and them by the door.
Okay. You
I still
blamed
think
it
it's
on
her.
me at first.
I don't care.
I don't either. You're getting grumpy.
I am. I
You
think I
are.
need a nap.
She does need a nap.
Okay.
Oh my
I
gosh.
got all their way down. I got the deer. I got the butterfly. You're gonna see my
Oh
dad in
my
the background.
gosh.
The Phantom Man does
Yeah.
exist. So yeah, but now like the motif goes on quite a bit. So it's got the cup, and then it's got an area underneath it. I think I'm gonna skip that. I mean, I think I'm gonna stop where I am on that one and go maybe do that thing or do over there because I don't want to. I don't want to commit to too many colors without knowing some of my other color choice. I'm thinking I'm gonna do the teacup in. I think it's teacup or a planter or whatever it is. Probably a planter. In my head, I like it as a
This is a
teacup.
plant.
And
There's
I'm
no
gonna.
handle. It's kind of big for a teacup.
Decorative teacup.
Large.
Well, what kind of planter has room for deer to be on it?
Wow.
I mean,
Not a
this isn't
teacups.
like. It's not like reality in this thing. So yeah, but I'm thinking a gray for that, either like a charcoal black or a gray, and then I have like this part. Well, it will have the whole. It's hard to do. Border will be the green, and then I think there's like a little line under it. I think I'm gonna have that be the green too to separate a little. I don't know. So.
I don't know what I did. I filled in the one trees all filled in. I did something else, but I don't remember now. I filled in some red, I think. I was filling in that green line underneath the house, and Dad finally got done, so I stopped. I didn't get all the way across.
Dad finally got done.
Done so we could film because
Oh.
he was there, so I thought rather than take more time and finish it now, I'll finish it later.
Oh, okay.
Finish that thread. So,
Okay.
getting there. Oh, and I charted out Gavi's name and the dates to try to figure out, because I have to center that underneath, because I kind of like to get his name in this weekend. So, and of course,
You're
2011.
just staring at my stitching seat because it's his most comfortable spot. So I think it is like a signal that I'm gonna have to take a nap and give him a little
Oh,
time.
he's
on
just
his
going to
chair.
get
He's
up.
gonna get on there. My iPad's
your
on it,
iPad.
but
No, he's thinking, wait a minute, there's something there. Oh.
It's real entertaining for
pretty
you
cute.
guys
Yeah,
as we
sorry.
watch the cat.
Sorry.
Yeah, I think we might take a little break, and then when we come back, we're gonna do Deep Impact, and then Signs, and then
Twister.
yeah. Thank you. I knew there was another one. So, okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Okay.
Oh my. We're having this whole discussion pre this because when we started, we were more centered and now we're not. I think that happened the last segment. I think you were part of that.
Yeah.
And then I moved and she was like, well, now it looks like we don't like each other. Well, you want to have your little thing in the middle, then, you know, there's only so much we can do.
Okay, we watched Deep Impact, and I got Gavi in, the name on the bottom, and try to work out, because the two dates, 2011 and 2025,
I
which
still feel like you can't put the 2025
I'm not going to put it
until he's
in,
dead.
but I won't put the 5 there, but he's not going to live
Well, I know
through
he's
the
not,
5.
but
I have to figure, because I got hearts and cats that I started on the one side I didn't want to start. And 2011 doesn't, but I think I got it spaced out, so that'll be right. I'm not going to do it. And I finished the roof, and I got some
Although maybe
other-
that's the way to ensure that he does
He
live
does
to
live,
2026.
right, yeah. Got the roof done, put in some more red in spots. And
It's really filling out.
It's nice. It's nice to see some color in it. Did some
What red is it?
flower. 210
210?
or 221. 221.
32? 21?
Oh,
221?
221.
Oh, 22. Okay.
221.
Okay, 220.
221. Yeah, it's it looks really good on that fabric.
Yeah.
Which this is 35 count lamb's wool.
it
I don't think
35?
I ever said it. And I started
We
it
knew it was
last
lamb's wool.
March. A year ago March is when I started this, so wasn't a real old whip.
You didn't have any real old whips.
No, I don't. Because I finished. But I just don't trim.
Okay, I did in the
Oh my
square there.
gosh.
I kind of messed up because
Oh.
I
That's a
figured
lot.
well, it didn't feel like a lot. I
It
kept
looks like
putting
a
the people in the wrong spot, and so I had to tear them out 1,000 times. And then they're holding, and I felt like it was a bunch of grapes. I don't know. That kind of. Are you looking at the right thing?
This one?
Like in the center there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's a thing of grapes.
It's hard for
Like
me to see.
hanging
It's too
from
far
a-
away. Looks like a turkey to me. Oh yeah, I see it's down.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
And so there's this long line of their shoulders, and I couldn't tell what, and so I ended up doing that in the color of the people. It should have been the color of the brown above it, but whatever. And then I ended up using that purple from the feather because I just felt like it needed a deep purple there, especially since I outlined this one is in purple, this line, of it. And then I went down and did the little flowers. And so that's where I struggle because like I don't have a lot of just like one strand. And I'm only going to need one strand of color to do like the flower tops and the stem there. It's hard to see. I ended up using 152 DMC, so it was really light pink. But I have like just a ring that has like a couple threads, or one strand, or like one thread length, or not thread length, like the one six
Right.
strands, but one thread, Does that make sense? It's not how I normally would say it. And so shut up. Those ones I don't like. I'll use those colors periodically more than just like I'll repeat them because I'm like, it's one strand.
Yeah.
It's not like it's this
Right.
purposeful thing that is
Right.
all of these colors and going
Right.
to be. So like the people over here, I did in onyx because I had done the people on
yeah.
that side in onyx. So I just felt like it should still
Yeah.
carry over. So
I'm just blown away by how good the colors look. So
it's just it
beautiful.
scares me that it's gonna turn like because there's a fine line, where like where then it just looks like color explosion, and I don't want that. I want it to be deliberate
so.
and
Well, and I
have
think,
the colors match
Right.
enough that it's not like anything is like, whoa, why'd you do that color?
yeah. But I think between the colors and the design being so different you've just done a really, really good job. It looks really good.
Thanks. I like it. I mean, I do like it. It's just a completely different way of having to think and stitch.
yeah.
And I will be ready when it's done to not have a project like that for
Yeah.
a little bit. And part of me is like, well, why do I want to keep going? You know, I could finish some other projects and get some more floss for it. But because I'm keeping my stash floss now the way that I am, I feel like kitting up another project's going to be really annoying for me to find. And I want to make sure, like, I didn't remember that those deer were the same color as one before. So I don't want to use any of the floss I've done for this for anything else in case I need it. So I think just finishing it is what I need to do.
Yeah, I think so.
So we were debating on what to order for dinner, and I had texted my husband and said, she asks me what I want for dinner, but I don't know how she doesn't know the answer. Always is sushi. Always is mine. But I hate to suggest it because I don't think they like it. And so she goes, so then she goes, okay, well, where do you want? And I go, so I'm talking and she goes, well, I guess the only place that I'm thinking we shouldn't do is sushi. And I'm like, okay, like, that's fine. I'm right,
She did it with a smile, but I was saying it because I figured her and Brandon would do it tomorrow. But I'm not thinking she could eat it 7 days a week. And I mean, I like some of the
Somehow,
rolls.
we live in Podunk, Ohio, in the middle of nowhere, but we have a really good sushi restaurant in Fremont. But it's got hibachi too, and their hibachi is really good. But Mom had the point, because we used to order it as takeout and get that too, that it feels like that should be a restaurant meal. Like, it's not.
For me, for us,
just
we don't eat
something.
it that much. Because she said, I don't know, I don't think you guys like it. You guys used to get hibachi, you never do. And it's just like, to me, it's just like a restaurant where you go in
and their hibachi, they don't like cook in front of you there. It's a small restaurant.
But they bring it to you on real plates with real silverware, and this is in styrofoam when you have it at home. So it's not as appealing to me. I like it, but not as much. But I do like some of the rolls, and I love the wasabi and soy sauce or whatever it's called. And that's what I said. And, realizing then that you could eat it 24/7.
I can eat it 24/7. And the other part of it is, like, it's not so much a meal. Like, we'll get it, and then I'll eat on it for 2 days. Like, I'll have a piece here and a piece there, because I can't eat a ton at a time. And so to me, like, that's perfect stitching food, because it's, whereas if we got like a Frickers or something and I'm gonna get a chicken wrap, I have to like hold the whole thing, and I can't just take a bite here or there, so
we don't
we got
sit
sushi
downs for meal. So we got sushi on the way.
Brandon's response was, just order Subway, they have tuna, it's the same. Not the same. He doesn't love sushi like I love sushi either. I mean, he appreciates it, but he's home by himself tonight, and he's having Chinese food because that's his comfort food, and not mine here, because I don't like any of our Chinese restaurants. It's not East Coast Chinese. I don't know how. I mean, I've lived several states on the East Coast and been able to get consistent Chinese food. You went to any of them, and it was the same color, and it was the same, Here you get things, and it's like completely different colors. There's no consistency.
And they serve Hawaiian rolls.
I mean, it's like,
we're just used to a big city with real Chinatown, and
it's not right.
It's not.
And none of them have scallion pancakes. We were in Pittsburgh last weekend. Was it just last weekend? And we found a place that had scallion pancakes, because they're my favorite. And I took a picture of that, and I took a picture of Rita's water ice. And so the next Monday, I'm in my coaching meeting with everybody that I supervise, and they're like, what was that food you had? What's water ice? And I'm like, oh, okay, well, it's not like a snow cone, but that's the closest thing I can tell you. Like, it's like, but it's not like that at all. And then she's like, and then a scallion pancake? Like, what was that? And I'm like, you guys don't know all the good food. But we are getting a Rita's in Toledo.
So, and if you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Philly and you'll get all of these
get
foods.
The rice, yeah.
So, we are going to watch Signs and then Twister. Because we did Virus, then we did Earth Ending, and now we're in Sci-Fi.
Yeah.
And then we go to Localized Disaster.
Right. And the Sci-Fi is...
Signs.
Science. I'm thinking they're saying science. It's like, okay, it's science. What?
Signs.
Yes, Signs. That's good. I haven't seen it forever.
Yeah. And I think it's playing somewhere, but
Oh,
none of the movies we have chosen so far have been playing anywhere. So, and we did one that she had recorded. We did 12 Monkeys recorded that had commercials on it, and they bleeped everything out pretty much.
Which is okay with me, but no.
I have a filthy mouth. I don't mind hearing it.
Yeah.
So, but
It's more having to run through, but I do that with a lot of stuff that, not a lot, but it's like the El Tivos, and we fast forward through the commercials since there's a DVR with our YouTube
for me,
TV.
it's just that it's weird when the language isn't what it is in my head, because these are movies I know, and so then it's like, wait, that's not what they say.
I'm not going to do it again. So I'll rent it, and the one I bought Volcano because it's only $1 difference, and we'll see what sign. And of course, I have the DVDs of them, but we just don't have DVDs set up here to throw them in. And who wants to get up and
there is a DVD player up here.
I know.
That's not true.
I know.
I did go downstairs and take a nap for a while because I wanted to give Gabi the chair. He didn't use it.
He never used it.
He just wanted to make me feel guilty.
Yeah.
I did get a really good picture of him, though, so I may see if Brandon can
insert
it in so that you can see what our Gabi man looks like.
Okay.
So, okay.
We're off and running. Bye.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We did not film last night when we finished, but we watched
I'm glad.
Signs.
Oh, yeah.
Signs, yeah. And then I decided it was time for wine. And then I drank a bottle. So I did not stitch more, and I went to bed.
We stayed up late.
It was really late for me because like midnight.
Yeah. That was really good for
And then I took a shower,
Yeah.
too. And then I went to bed.
Then you went to bed. Oh.
And I was still up first.
You were?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've been dozing since 5:30 off and on, but up and back. But
She always asks, what'd you do when you went downstairs last night? I went to bed. Like, I don't know what you expect me to say. I went to bed.
it's cold. It's freezing here. 2 days ago it was 80. Today it's in the 40s. Anyway.
We're going to do a movie or two today. And then I'm going to go home. And probably stitch some more. Because what else do you do if you're sitting around? You want to go? You want me to go?
I will go. Okay.
Gotten a lot.
Yeah, I don't even. I got the cats filled in. There's still one more cat to fill in. I did on some of the trees on the side that has two trees, and some on the just a single tree. The medallions on the side that's got just a single tree. I got red in there. And I think I'm going to work on getting the flowers in the border done. Or I'm not going to get them all done, but start getting them filled in. So
yeah.
But it's getting there.
That looks good. So, bear with me. I was working over on this section, this little thing. It's really hard to see. But the very bottom of it, it's like, it's stars. There's like 3 stars. 1, 2, 3. There's like a heart. And then there's an eye.
Letter I.
Like a letter I. And I don't know what it means. And like, it's not her initials because she's JL. And I was thinking, is it like the I love you? Like, because it's a heart and an I, but then there's no U. And it's backwards. And so I'm like, I think it's going to bug me if I see this I that I don't know why it's there. I mean, not that I know why there's a fox and why there's a butterfly and why there's, but it's just like a random letter without any association. Just, it was going to bug me. So I did over there, but I just changed it so it's all stars. So it's got the 5 stars going down instead of the heart and the eye. And it was really easy just to replicate because you just copy the second star or whatever, and then you just don't pay any attention to what's next to it. And it's really easy. And I mean, it's kind of a step down. So the last star's not quite, it's a little different, but yeah,
it looks good.
I like it a
really
lot.
good.
It's not going to bug me. So it's just, So, so I'm working on like that section where that little bird is right now. And I'll probably go down to the side. So I think I have officially 6 pages of the pattern done now. Because I did the top 3, the second 3. I want to say there's 12, but I don't think the last one is full. Because I'm like here.
You're all the way down
here.
Yeah, so I think there's only going to be 3.
No, there's 4, but the last one is not full.
Oh.
So, I mean, I still have to do a full page that I'm doing as a third, and then there will be another one. I promise you. She
You
doesn't.
mean 1, 2, 3 pages, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
And then 10 and a half, 11 and a half, 12. Like, they're not full pages on the bottom row.
Yeah, I'm saying because you're down to the giant teacup.
Yeah, but I'm saying it's not just that I'm at the last page on it, because I'm not. Even though she doesn't believe me.
No, I just figured there was just one more section of pages. So, anyway. Okay, and so I was going to frame all week and get stuff done, but we talked about that. That didn't happen, so I did get the one done. This one has been stitched for a while. It's Kathy Barrick's Embroideress, I think is what it's called. And I had this frame, which is cool.
Perfect. It's a good old one.
But I changed it. I changed and put, it's a Jenny Bean. No, yeah.
Jenny Bean is Peddler. Shakespeare Peddler, not Kathy Barrick.
All right, so I changed, it was Miss
it said
something, and I changed it to Miss Jen Lee. And I put, instead of embroideress, I put X-Stitcher in it. And then I
had to add rows or whatever.
I ended at the bottom row so it would fit in this frame.
Because she wasn't sure what to do. And I think I was over and I was like, well, just repeat this down at the bottom. Like that'll frame it.
Which I did. And then I had to do another one.
But
because the top one, I didn't have much space from where I started, so I couldn't move it down to have a bigger space. It barely, I had barely enough fabric to fold over the top as it was.
Oh, so good though.
So it would have been nice if I could have dropped it a little more, but I couldn't. But you know, so now you have to decide too if you want this now for your sewing room, or I'll put it in mine.
I love it.
Okay, it's your name. It's what's gonna go. But she turned out good. It looked at you. Yeah, that was a fun.
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can take it home and hang it in your craft room, whatever.
We've been contemplating what's going to be happening for the July marathon because several things. I have a concert July 19th, which is smack dab in the middle of it. So I'll be in Detroit for that. And I'm starting grad school. So my weekends now are a little less...
free.
Yeah, so I'm doing a year-long program, so I'm taking 2 classes at a time. So every 6 weeks I'm doing 2 classes, and then I switch and do 2 more. So like summer I have 10 credits that I'm going to be doing. So not really sure. Like right now my work schedule is perfect because I don't work Fridays. I have a 34-hour work week, so we're figuring it's going to lend itself well. However, if Head Start gets unfunded, I have no idea what's going to happen, and I'll have a whole lot more time on my hands. So, so we will see. But, we're contemplating what's going to happen for that. Regardless, there will be a video for you guys. And we want to know if you like this format where we're filming these videos so that then you have them to watch during the marathons, or if you like it when we just kind of have them eventually after. When we get our act together and, do them. We never even watched our one from the last time.
I haven't watched the last 2.
and we didn't remember what we did. It took us a really long time because we were like, well, did we watch 24? And I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I think we watched Dante's Peak, but I don't know why.
And I couldn't
And
remember that we'd done movies, but
so
yeah.
there had to be a reason why we watched Dante's Peak and Terminator 2, because I remember those being the movies. So we figured it out. But yeah.
So, yeah, our little brains are working, and hers is, but
Always,
yeah. She's got to get in. See what it's like to be back in school, book learning. I think she'll do really, really
My high
good,
school was kind of not a real high school. kind of not a real high school.
It was more like homeschooling.
Kind of. I was the only graduate.
But that doesn't make it easy.
She made my transcript.
Stop it.
And then my college I went to a Bible college, and I don't know. They kind of had this whole philosophy, like, if you applied, you got in. Like, it wasn't you had to have the right merit to get in. It was kind of like, we'll accept everybody, and if God doesn't want them here, they won't be here. And so that kind of messed with my, like,
head.
Yeah, a lot. And so I'm like, I
Still
don't even
does.
know if it's going to be like, I mean, I had a pretty good GPA, but like, I mean, I graduated with high honors, but I'm like, I sometimes feel like this isn't real school. So,
Sometimes, all the time.
most of the time. However, my college totally prepared me to do my job. And, like I think, and really I was 3 credits away from being a double major because they wouldn't let me claim Bible as a major because it was Bible college and just implied. So I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. And it's like, it's all online. So it's all asynchronous. I don't have to go to lectures or sign in at a certain time. It's just work that I'll have to do, and supposedly work and not tests, which I really like. So we'll see. But the next
So how do you
year's
get
gonna
graded? Just on your...
You submit.
homework?
So like by Wednesday, you have to submit to a discussion board with your peers, and then by Friday, I think you have to have the reading for the week done, and then by Sunday, you have whatever project you're doing that's due. So, I mean,
They choose a project?
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they give you a topic, and then you have to either write a paper on it or do PowerPoint or figure something out. So it just won't be like answer these questions on the test. It will be practical. Like, hey, you read about designing this type of learning opportunity, design one. So I'm going for instructional design is what I'm going for, because makes sense in my head and what I do. So we're gonna go stitch some and watch a movie and snack. I've already had a couple pieces of sushi. I'll probably pull out some more right now. So
All right.
bye.
Bye.
Okay, back.
We're back. She's tired, rubbing her eyes, sleepy eyes.
Not that tired.
Never mind.
Okay, so I'm over there. That diamondy thing that I just did. Oh, that's not helping. You're too high. I mean, just lower your arm was what I meant, not like the stitching. Oh,
Too
God.
high? That could mean a lot of things. Okay.
Especially on 420. Just kidding. So I'm here doing this. Now, the thing that I realized is it's a lot of inverse stitching, which is actually a lot like this little square triangle up top with the flower and the butterflies. So since it had the butterflies in it, I felt like I should do it in the same color. Of course, when I went to go look at what the color was, I had picnic basket written down, and I was like, there's no way that is picnic basket because picnic basket is brown. So it is Piney Woods. I figured that out and switched it. So I'm doing that in the same color. And then I have to decide, because you can really, actually, the butterflies pop a lot more on camera right now than they do when I'm looking at it in person. There's some back stitching, like for their like antenna or whatnot. But I didn't know what color to do that in, because it seems silly to do it in the same color
Yeah, what's the point?
It's not going to show up. But then I'm thinking this was a monochromatic piece, so what color did she intend for the back stitching to be in if it's stitched in one color?
Right.
So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do yet, but
I would use black.
maybe, yeah.
Really dark.
Well, I was actually thinking the 934,
Yeah.
and just doing the border color in it.
Because that's so dark. I think that's
This
what I
ended
would
up
do.
a lot more of the border color in there than I anticipated. I was only going to do the first two things around in the border color, but then I was like, this is stupid. And then the little stems coming out of it, I was going to do in a color so that it would have a color that popped, but then I realized up here I didn't. And so I was like, okay, I want to keep it consistent, you know, in those sorts of places. And then I was going to do the little triangle thingies in a different color, but I've done them in the color 934 most of the time that they're there. So
I can't believe you don't bring your border all the way down.
well, because sometimes it goes in like that, where it's not two. And so had I stitched, she's talking about over here.
I see.
And so like where that little flower is, if I would have just had the two all the way down, I would have been over too much.
Well, you could do the outside.
Well, yeah.
I'm
But
just surprised you don't have border.
I like to make sure that it matches. So no,
Okay. Yeah, well,
there's a reason why generally I'm doing
Okay.
what I'm doing. It'd be a different reason and she would justify it a different way. But
So I got all the way around the border. I got all the reds in except for one that I have to fill in, and I'm like up here I had to do the gold colors, and so I just finished those, and then I have to outline them. They're like this, and then they get filled with red, and then on the tips of the gold is one red and one red there to go on, and there's a couple whites, like this has some white in it, and this flower on this side and on the other count, and I haven't pulled out the white.
Yeah.
Well, it'll show up more than. And I'm debating now, down here with the little cats that I changed to Gavi, if I should change the cat color to Gavi color.
to a Gavi color. Oh, I
To a
kinda like
gray.
that. Yeah, I think I would
So
do.
I think I'm gonna rip these.
Yeah.
I only have two in.
Yeah,
and then
not
go
even too
to-
full.
Yeah, one
Yeah.
and a half.
Yeah.
And do the Gavi color. Because I can either. I think this is too dark. I have a shade down. I'll have to. I'll show you
Yeah.
the floss and just do it.
She's
I mean, he's
talking
kind
about
of
the
like
cats down on the border down
the
there.
border. That's a
think
heart a
that's-
cat, a
yeah.
heart a cat. And since it's kind
And
of
since
made
it's
this
for
kind of
Gabi,
is.
yeah.
Because the
This is
four cat.
sticking out, though.
I know. This to
Okay.
remind me, I have to redo it because I had crossed two instead of one, and I saw it. So I leave it there to remind me to go back and fix it.
Okay.
That is why. My little
I would
trick.
just fix it
Just like you
immediately.
have your little thing, I have my little thing. So, anyway, it's getting there.
And I realized, okay, so we were talking about my page numbers.
Oh,
So, 'cause there are 12. I double checked.
but the 12th one isn't a full page.
It is a full page, actually. But this is 6. The bottom of this, the blue,
Yeah.
was the bottom of page 6. So I already have a lot of page 7, 8, 9 started.
Well, I would have. I mean, just
but
proportionally,
they weren't
I was
finished.
looking at the
and so I was
pictures. Yeah,
counting the,
Okay.
I have 6 fully finished pages now.
Okay.
And I have like
I
3
mean,
and
I
a
was.
half. Well,
Yeah.
like,
You have like about a third left to do.
yeah. So like 5 and a half. No, 4 and a half pages left to go. Pretty much is what it kind of is.
I mean, it just looked like from there and proportionately on the full thing.
Yeah. So I wonder why my computer isn't charged.
Do you
It's
have
been
it
plugged in. Yeah, it's been plugged in since I got here.
Well,
And it's
look
only
when we
at
get up.
79%.
Well,
I mean,
that's
it
pretty
says
good.
it's charging. It's good. It's been plugged in for 2 days straight. It should be at 100.
Oh, plugged in, yeah. I was thinking if it was unplugged. Okay, I'll let you out there when we're done.
Okay, we gotta go let Fox out. We're gonna watch one
Standing
more
by the
movie,
door.
and then Brand's gonna come get me. I'm gonna go home and stitch.
Okay.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Okay. Oh, I forgot to switch my glasses. I did really good every single time. I stitch in these glasses. I can see the best in them. They give me the best coverage. But I typically don't wear them in public.
Oh,
Oh, well. Do you want to go? You want me to go?
sure, I'll go. All right, I got the border all finished. Everything is in, even the white stuff. So
Wow. It's always nice having a border.
I know. So, I mean, there were so much, like just a few stitches on some of them, and you couldn't. I mean, I ended up.
And you did one
Do it.
cat starting it in that color just to
and-
test
yeah.
out. Yeah,
So
I think that's better.
Yeah, I think that'll be a Gavi cat. I did one on the other side too, or with
Oh.
the rest of it.
Yeah, okay.
So I just didn't rip out the two gold ones. But yeah, I wanted to try that. So, and I had some of the whitish color that I filled in the angel wings, started filling in that. In the windows, I had that color left because the window panes all get filled in.
Oh, okay.
So it's really very similar to the background color. But I do like,
It's a textural thing for me.
yeah.
When
I
the
mean,
color, I just like it to be the same.
right, and that's just exactly what I was gonna say. I like that it's the
Yeah.
same. So I got a lot
Looks
done,
good.
and it's doable. So just have to check for frames now. So
So I kept working on that section. So you can
there's a
see
lot
like
of stitches,
yeah, there's a lot in that one. I did go down the side, but I waited until I knew where
yeah.
it was going to match up. And I
Yeah.
just like to
yeah, I
just
see
because
that.
like underneath I'm not sure if I'm going to do 2 X's or 1 X for the border on the next motif. And so I just really try to
yeah,
have it be matching where I'm at, not just doing a whole lot in before. So, I mean, overall,
you just have a lot done.
yeah, it's
Oh my gosh.
looking good. So, I mentioned that there were a couple areas that I wish I had done different. This yellow line, I really wish I had separated it because it's really 2, and I didn't. And it wasn't until after that I realized no one's going to notice it but me because it's very similar. And then the other weird thing is like there's around this diamond here, there's going to be 4, like 2 patterns here, 2 here, and then down there as well that will mirror. But it's weird. This one that I have the green in it mirrors on the other side. The one on top of it, they're different. They're not the same pattern. So I use the same color scheme in them because I wanted to I wanted it to have somewhat mirrored. Can you go up? Like hold yours up. There you go. That's a little easier to see. But yeah, I mean, I think it's fine, but it was weird to me that they didn't mirror since everything else in that section does. But,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, Mom and I were talking. I was like, I wonder if I can finish this before school starts, which is May 12th. So I don't know. I'm away some this week. Then I don't think I have a whole lot going on until end of May. So maybe we'll see. If not, it won't. But
Yeah.
we hope that you've enjoyed your marathon or that you are enjoying your marathon as you are going at it. This, again, is just such a weird thing that has happened. We love that you guys stitch with us and have embraced this kind of thing, to think that I think, all of us started at a very, very bad time in my life. It was just bad
Hard
time, and so you guys have kind of seen me through a lot of ups and downs and finally feeling like I'm me again. And yeah, so we love that you stitch with us, and we have some ideas coming for how we can pay you back for some of it come July. So we're hoping, although I say that and then I jinx myself because I'm terrible at doing things, and I think of them, my follow through is just really bad. She's the one that's like, I'll do. Okay. Cause I don't know. So
I have much more time, not quite as free as I used to be because of Mom, but I still have a lot of free time. So
Yeah, well, you're feeling better. I mean,
Yeah.
she's had a whole lot. Like, you guys
Yeah.
were kind of there with my health journey, but hers has been,
Yeah, my AFib went into not good, and I ended up having to have a pacemaker
yeah,
put
her
in.
heart was going so low.
Yeah.
So,
So we got that a few months ago, and now we're trying to adjust the medication, which seems like, because even with the ablation and, well, the pacemaker wasn't going to help AFib, but it's going to help me from going so low, pausing.
yeah, that was the trigger for
yeah.
it. She had a, how long?
10-second pause.
So,
So I was like, oh, okay. Did you pass out? And doctor calls me because I had this loop thing in, and they monitored it. And they saw this 10-second pause in my heart rate, and I said, no, I never passed out. I don't know if I was asleep or whatnot, but so that sparked. But that's good. And the new medication that I've been on now.
when she's had a change in medication in the past, 3 weeks or so,
Yeah.
2-3 weeks, and astronomical difference. Like, I just feel like she's her again, whereas it's like,
I feel more like myself.
this just,
yeah.
and you get so accustomed. It's just how I was
Yeah.
with my stuff, to feeling that way that you don't even notice
Right.
you're not feeling good until all of a sudden you are.
Right.
And it just doesn't. But
Yeah.
there's been a marked difference. I can definitely see. So
And I wasn't sure whether it was just, and I just figured, well, it's the AFib because I keep coming in and out. But I'm kind of wondering if some of it wasn't the medication I
think it
was
was.
on for the AFib. And now that I'm off that and on a different one, which when we were talking about EKGs, I had to take it. And then 2 hours later, I had to go get
go
an
to
EKG.
the hospital and get an EKG.
So it's a little scary thinking, what kind of medicine is this? But it seems to be working out just fine. And my EKGs are good. And I've been a week now with no AFib episodes. So that's good. That's a blessing. So, well, it's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna gather all of my stuff. I
yeah.
always bring so much stuff over. We have so much food left. All that. So gonna gather my things and
Okay. Pack up and
head to my house and see my animals.
Yeah.
Give Gavi back his chair for good. I'm glad I got some time with the boy this weekend. So.
Yeah. Keep our little Gavi boy in prayer. I'm not sure. The doctor had kind of mentioned 2 months, but this mass is growing so quickly. It's like almost daily. It looks bigger on me.
And it's right on his lip,
Yeah.
and then his
gum,
gum, and it started to go, it attached itself to things. And
Yeah. So, but he's still acting.
he's still
pretty much like
and
himself.
eating his
and
treats
eating his
and-
treats, eating his food, using the litter box, drinking water, meowing. So
he
he's
does
not
this
in
meow.
distress.
Oh my god, his
gosh.
meow! He sounds like he's in distress.
Yeah.
And he's done it for years.
Right.
And he'll just yowl.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it is, but
Well, a lot of times he's sitting by the sink. He wants
the
the
water
turned
dripping,
on.
but it's just dripping constantly now. So that is not
Yes,
what he is
right,
seeking.
So, but he's our good old little boy. So,
Yeah.
anyway, okay.
Well, thanks for watching and stitching along with
Yeah.
us, and enjoy all of your X's. And I don't remember what I say at the end of this. Keep making those X's?
Keep making
Is that what
those
I say?
X's.
Or is
I
that
think
somebody
so.
else's?
No, I think.
I think
don't know.
that's what I say. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're going to say it. Keep making those
Those
X's.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.